after the announcement that the next big Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom, is coming out in 2023, when will we, or will we ever see Wind Waker HD or Twilight Princess HD on the Nintendo Switch? That's what we're going to be discussing today. As soon as though Tears of the Kingdom's coming out around like spring next year, if it comes out when it's supposed to, that leaves no window for any of the Zelda games coming out in 2023. There is no way they'll bring out another two Zelda games with Tears of the Kingdom. So there's no Zelda game coming out in 2023 other than Tears of the Kingdom. So unless Tears of the Kingdom gets pushed back again, which I can't see happening because now there goes a date. I don't see any Zelda game coming out next year. Like no chance, like 0%. I honestly, I would just no chance. So then, when is that next window for another Zelda game? And the next window, I would probably say, so you're looking at like, I wouldn't say early 2024, because I feel like early 2024 is still too early. Like, it'd only be a year, and like, you know, Tears of the Kingdom, you're not going to be bored of it right in a year. Like, if you look at Breath of the Wild, people are still playing that now, and it will be 5.5 years old almost, and people are still playing that a lot, which shows how much you can play these new type of Zelda games. So I don't reckon there'll be any in 2024. The only reason I think there'll be one in 2024 is if Tears of the Kingdom is a flop. But I don't think Tears of the Kingdom's going to be a flop. There's no way they've spent so long on it be a flop. There's no chance of that. And then you kind of look to where in 2024 then, is there any gap in 2024 after early 2024? So you've got obviously like June, you've got summer 2024, which I think is still kind of too early in my opinion. I kind of think that you wouldn't want June, July or August, because I feel like that's still too close to the release of next year, obviously like March, May. So it comes out in May 2023 and then the next one comes out in June 2024. That's literally 13 months. That's literally a year and like a month, that's it. So I still think that's still too close. So I'd probably say, I wouldn't say like September, I would say probably October, I would say October, November, or yeah, probably like October or November. They don't normally release games in December, it's normally November. So yeah, what you call it, so I'd probably say like November or October, just because then if you look at like October, that's obviously the 10th, and say it comes out 2023, say Tears of the Kingdom does come out in May 2023, which it is, then that'll be about a year and 5 months. If you think, because then you go a year ahead, and that's obviously May to the 5th, and then you go to October, that'd be 5 months, because 5th to the 10th, so it'd be a year and 5 months. So that's about like almost like a year and a half. If it was November, it'd be a year and a half, which would probably be okay. I'd probably say people wouldn't be bored of Tears of the Kingdom, but I think that they'd probably release one, because it's not big, like, obviously they are big games, but they're not like new Zelda games. They're not just going to release, people are still probably going to play Tears of the Kingdom more, let's say. So probably like end of 2024, you should probably get ready to see them, and if not, then it's be 2025. But also, that also makes you think, that's kind of late, you know, 2024, 2025. Will we actually ever see them on the Switch? And that kind of got me thinking that, will we ever see them on the Switch? And you think about it, and you might not, but it feels so weird not to. Because if you think on the subscription that you can get, the Nintendo Online subscription, you can get all the add-ons. You can get the original, the second one, A Link to the Past, obviously Link's Awakening, you get via the remake as well. You got Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. So that just means, well, why wouldn't you move along to the next one, Wind Waker, and obviously Twilight Princess came on the Wii and the GameCube. So why wouldn't you want why? It just doesn't make any sense. We've already got Skyward Sword, so we've got Skyward Sword HD. We've got Breath of the Wild. So the only main ones we're missing now are Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. Now I wouldn't want them to come via a GBA. I wouldn't want not GBA. I want them to come via the GC, via GameCube. I would want them to come via their own HD things, mainly because I never got to play the Wind Waker HD or Twilight Princess HD. I would prefer to play them on HD because I've never played them on HD. Because I never got Wii U, just because they're not like Wii U's are not very good. So I'd probably prefer to do both like HD, but I don't think they're gonna come together. People say, "Oh, you get them like a double pack." There's no way they're gonna come together. If they do release them both, it'd probably like a Pokemon game. You'd probably like either the two release, and then you'd pick one of the two, or you get both if you really want to. But obviously, unlike a Pokemon game, they're going to be two completely different games. They're not going to be anywhere the same. That's the only way I can see it, because when have they ever released like dual games other than like special anniversaries or something? You know what I mean? So, and that's even if they release two. I actually am I think I might be in the minority that I think they'll only release one. I don't think they'll release two, just because it doesn't feel like they would release two. Like, if you're gonna release two, then it kind of makes you feel like, well, which one do you buy? Now, some people buy two, but obviously they're going to be like $60 games off £50, so that's going to be like $100 to $120. So that's going to be a lot. So not like, the average person probably won't be able to buy them both together straight away, which means that they're not going to earn as much money straight away. And obviously when you first want to look at it, like games spike when they first release normally, because like Breath of the Wild, it was probably most bought when it first came out, or around like Christmas time, holidays, and then you kind of got to think, oh, how do I release both of them? So Nintendo got to think, if we release both of them, are they going to both sell well? And then you got to look at which one sold better. Then you got to look at which one will make them more things. But then also I think of Wind Waker is the next in line after Majora's Mask, of the main Zelda games. So do you release Wind Waker just because it's not chronologically, it came out like in order, or do you just go full top and just because, you know, maybe they think they might sell more? I don't know, but I don't reckon they'll release both of them, or at least not together. But I feel like if they'll release them together, then one of them's not going to come to Switch, not unless it comes very late, like when the next one's out, when the next console's out. But then if by that, then it's kind of pointless, isn't it? So I definitely think that they won't release both of them. I really don't see them releasing both of them. I just don't think that's like how they're going to do things. But what they could do is they could release like one of them, let's say Wind Waker HD, let's just say Wind Waker HD, and they release Twilight Princess with the GameCube. Obviously the normal Wind Waker will be on the Switch as well, but if they release like the GC subscription, like Nintendo Online subscription, so then you can play Wind Waker HD as like a game, but you can also play Twilight Princess normal on like the services, if you get what I mean. Maybe they could do that, or maybe they could do the opposite, maybe they could do Twilight Princess HD, and then they could release GC or Switch Online, and then you buy the Switch Online, and then you can play the original Wind Waker. Now, for which one I would prefer to come and hit as HD, it would be Wind Waker, just because Wind Waker is my favourite Zelda game, and I love Wind Waker. It's my favourite. It's the best. I know it's not the best, but like, because it's my favourite, it's the best. And I never really liked Twilight Princess. I know a lot of you do. A lot of you seem to like Twilight Princess, but I didn't. And so if they both came, I'd play Twilight Princess, yeah, after Wind Waker. But if I had a choice, it'd be Wind Waker over Twilight Princess. Just because I prefer Wind Waker, and I think Wind Waker HD looks so nice. Like, you go look at the original compared to the HD one. They didn't actually change like the textures, but they changed like just the lighting. It made it look so nice. Like, it's probably one of the nicest looking Zelda games. If you do like Breath of the Wild, like the way it looks, you'd think that's one of the best ones, and you'll definitely think Wind Waker HD is the best. If you didn't like Breath of the Wild. So yeah, I reckon they'll release somewhere in like late 2024. I don't reckon they'll be together. I reckon they'll be one or the other. I reckon if we get one, I reckon we'll get the other one on like a paid subscription, like Nintendo Online, a little bit later on, maybe like March 2025. And I do see one of them coming out. I feel like on Nintendo Switch, why would you not? You've already released a lot of them. Why would you not release them? It just doesn't make much sense. It just feels like they're kind of left out. And I'm not saying that just because I want them, because obviously we all want them. But I feel like it just doesn't feel right to not have them. Why would you have all the other ones and like not have those ones? Like I said, you've got most of the Zelda games on the Switch, so why would you not have these two? These are two of the main ones. These are probably arguably better than Skyward Sword, I would say. In fact, they are probably better than Skyward Sword by a landslide. Yeah, we got Skyward Sword obviously because of its anniversary. But if you look next year, which obviously I'm not going to get a game, that's Wind Waker's 20-year anniversary. So that means that Wind Waker's not going to get theirs for the anniversary. I'd be very surprised if he does. The fact that you're going to release it in the same year as Tears of the Kingdom, which I don't think will happen, but that will be 20 years of Wind Waker. So we're not going to get it for an anniversary, which means it's just going to have to be out of the blue, isn't it? So I don't really see that happening too much that year, 2023, after obviously it came out in 2003. So yeah, that is basically the current situation on Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD going to Nintendo Switch. But anyway, those are just my thoughts on Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. And if you have any other ideas that could happen, or what you think could happen, or what you disagree on, and what you agree on, please do tell me in the comments. I always like to see what you think, or what you know, or what you might have an argument against, and then what you might like disagree with, what you agree with, what you basically think about this current situation, because I'm sure some of you will want neither, some of you will want both, some of you will want Wind Waker, some of you will want Twilight Princess, some of you will want maybe different game, maybe you want like a remake instead, a Zelda remake that we discussed in the last video. But just tell me what your thoughts are, because I always like to see your thoughts and respond to your thoughts and have a good conversation with what you think as well. And you can also remind me of things that I might have forgotten when recording this, that I might have to think about again, and then you might help me with the current situation of what I might have done wrong. So please do comment. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, and if you really like the video, please do consider subscribing. It really helps my channel out. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers, crazy as that sounds. Like, we hit 1,000 like last month, and now we're going to 2,000, so thank you also for the support. You're absolutely amazing, guys. But anyway, I will catch you in the next video. See ya.
Better to have real solid